Goddamn.
Hey, man. Oh, man. Goddamn is right. What is going on, everybody? Here today on your August 19th, one day short of the 4-year anniversary of or is that the 20th or the 21st that Rampage the first dance? I think it's on. Okay, I was gonna say
it is the 20th.
Okay. Okay. I thought
tomorrow.
Okay, I thought it was the 20th. I thought it was the 20th, but I don't know. I second guessed myself right at the end there. But Yes, we are one day short from the 4-year anniversary of the first dance. Crazy. Crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff.
Crazy. 4 years. Truly incredible. Probably. I don't know, man. It's that in Survivor Series is so tied for like
Yeah.
greatest live experiences in wrestling. It's so tough, dude. But dude, it was insane, insane, dude.
Man, I was thinking I every time this time of year, every every year this time of year rolls around, I just think back like, man, that was, X amount of years ago. It's very crazy, man. It's very crazy. The same I got the same little shirt case that Sir K has. I based it off of his because I think his is dope. Um I look at it all the time. I look at it all the time, and it is crazy to me. Like I said, every time this time of year rolls around, to think that we are another year further away from that moment. You know, man, that was I think that was our first wrestling show in 2 years at that point because we hadn't been to one since Survivor Series 2019. So so going back, we made last minute decisions to buy the tickets, and I always think to myself, what if we didn't buy tickets to that show? Because we were very close to not buying tickets to that show. I remember one night, me and Sir K sat up and I was just like, dude, I don't know about this show. And I was like, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I really have a feeling like maybe we should cop some tickets. And honestly, bro, if it wasn't for you giving that green light, we probably wouldn't have went because um cuz cuz
Wasn't for you
cuz
doing
something
that, we probably wouldn't have went.
it was weird, dude. I don't know. I remember I was just sitting there looking at the tickets, and we were getting too close to the date, and it was just like they were making so many references, and I was like, I don't know about this, man. I was like, I really don't know. I was like, I think we should I was like, I think we should go to this one, bro. So, it's crazy how that whole thing came together, and yeah, it really is. Man, it's so neck and neck with Survivor Series for like definitely one of the craziest live atmospheres ever, dude. So, man, it was so good, bro. It was so good, but it's so tight. I, fuck. I may have to put Survivor Series just like
I
one
think
percentage over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think overall weekend experiences, I will have to put Survivor Series over. That was just a good weekend. Even just outside of the show itself, it was just so amazing, man. We got to meet Manager Logan in person for the first time, man. It was just a phenomenal weekend, man. Over crowd, if you're just talking about the crowd itself, I would give First Dance the edge, but
Oh yeah.
overall, I think I'd have to give Survivor Series the edge, man. It was so amazing, so amazing. Atmosphere was great. I think was did we end up getting the tickets right after the Dynamite where Darby gave that one like big tease? Is that when we got the tickets? Because I was
Uh
thinking about that. Because I remember that big one Darby tease on Dynamite one night, and it might have been right after that where we were like, okay, dog, it's too obvious.
um I think so. I remember Darby made that tease and he was like, I'll be at Rampage even if you think you're the best in the world or something like that. He said something along those lines and
Something like that.
I remember, yeah, I want to say I think maybe like a week went by, and I think the following week on Dynamite he made another tease, and then that was when we bought the tickets. I remember we cut it very close, man, but the craziest thing about that whole thing is those are some pretty budget tickets, if I do if I do say so myself. Those things for that experience, for the experience that we got, it was worth all $70 we paid to sit that close, to the point where we were in a camera shot at one point with CM Punk in it. So it was pretty dope. But
We were in camera shot, and I was gonna say, I thought it was like 70 or 90, 70, literally, dude, 70 to see the return of CM Punk, dude. Probably the best $70 I've ever spent. Um,
honestly,
Amazing, dude. Amazing, dude. True, genuinely. That's an insane $70 deal. Insane, dude. Crazy 4 years ago, man. So much has happened in those 4 years with Punk.
man,
Moving from companies, getting into beef, sprawl out, great AEW run, great WWE run. It's been great, man. I'm glad he came back, dude. I'm glad he came back, and I'm glad we were all live for both experiences, for both returns.
yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. But if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Tuesday we are on here live at 12 p.m. Central with NHP Unscripted. And every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, that is episode, I want to say 280. You guys can now, no, 279, one episode away from this week's 280. But if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, WWE gives Karrion Kross 24 hours to accept a new deal, as well as AEW trying to be ran out of town and ran out of business by WWE. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to stay first, join us right here live every single Monday, or what am I talking about? Every single Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news, man. So, also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is in the top description of this very video, man, where you can get this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise live on there as we speak, man. So, with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K. Sir K, go ahead, tell the world what you are smiling about today.
Well, smiling for many reasons. Some I can't name, some I could possibly name. I tell you why I'm not smiling, man. Weekly wrestling television. Boy, oh boy, is this probably one of the most like just weirdest periods of weekly wrestling television. People say it's really bad. I wouldn't say it's really bad. I watched Raw in 2019. Nothing nowadays could ever compare to how bad that was. But man, it's weird. It's weird. We'll get onto it, man. But overall, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just waiting. Big pay-per-view weekends, big pay-per-views coming up. Forbidden Door. Can't believe they fucking made that into an amazing looking show. Clash actually looks really good. I'm actually very intrigued to see what they do with Clash. Love the graphics for Clash too. Love it. So I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Got a lot of big stuff coming up, man. So I'm excited for that. And like Toronto always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching a replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
Man, um, wow. Well, I can say this. I am absolutely heartbroken. I am absolutely heartbroken as of the past couple days because your boy has completed Mafia the Old Country. And
How was it?
may I say, man, I it was I c- I can't believe I'm fucking saying it. I really can't. I didn't think I'd be able to put it over Mafia 2, and I love Mafia 2. That is an absolute classic. I think it might go ahead of Mafia 2, bro. They have man, they I ever since the definitive edition came out, I think they found what works for them, and I think they found what works for me because coming out of 3, I think a lot of us maybe expected them to do the same exact thing, but they didn't. They did the old country, or not the old country. They did definitive edition, and it was like everybody in the fan base's cup of tea. And I'm so happy they decided to go the way they did for the old country. You know, there, man. They did such a great job at telling that story, man. I'm about to say spoilers, so click off now. If you haven't clicked off by now, see the old the man the I love the way they tell stories in a mafia game, right? I love how pretty much, man, unless you're Vito or you're Lincoln Clay, I guess for the two other games since 3, Mafia 1 and then the Old Country, I love the way that they tell the story, and I love the way how it's because of that lifestyle you never really get that happy ending that you might want for your character, but like when when I can't even fucking get the words out, bro. When they killed Enzo, when they killed Enzo, when I tell you there was a moment of silence at this desk for probably like 15 minutes because I just couldn't I couldn't stomach the fact that man had actually just died the way he did after keeping his boy alive. I fucking knew it was gonna happen as soon as I seen Jezere after you kill the Don. Um Dude, I fucking knew it, man. I knew it, and like I was so hurt. I was so fucking hurt, man. And then they bring you on to another scene of his girlfriend, the Don's daughter. Um they bring you to her, and then my heart just broke again because I knew at some point she would have to figure out. I was actually wrong. There was actually no ties to the Skelettas. There was no tie. The only tie in was to Mafia 2, quite literally, was the postcard for Empire Bay. Um but um but no, I thought it was great, man. I hated how they killed Enzo, but I loved it at the same time. I love um just you know when Luca died in the game and he told Enzo, "Get out if you can." The way Enzo kept prolonging getting out and going to America, I knew he was going to run out of time and it was eventually going to be too late for him to ever get out. And the way they set that up with Luca, dude, again, when Hangar 13 made Mafia 3, they honestly could have just they could have just put out the same exact game for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however long they wanted to drag the series out for. But I'm so glad they've gone the definitive edition route of of just focusing on the story that they're putting together. I thought all the voice actors did amazing. Um again, I hated it. I hated watching him die. I thought it sucked, but again, it definitely did. It definitely did suck, man. Again, I sat here in like a 15-minute moment of silence, but like, the way they set that whole thing up with Luca, um, it was to me, in my opinion, man, it was a perfect way for him to go out. And I thought it was just, I would have loved to see him go to America, you know, with his girl, man. Obviously, you know, she revealed to him at the end she was pregnant, but like, but man, it was, I thought it was so good. I thought they knocked it out of the park. So Logan, I can't fucking believe it, but I put it above 2. And I love Vito.
It's crazy.
And I love Vito, and Vito still got knocked down a couple points because I did not know he was the one that ended up killing Tommy. I probably wouldn't put it over number 1, but who knows, man? I'll wait for the recency bias to go away before I fully make a decision. But like, it's definitely up there. I just don't think I would. I wouldn't say I'd go that far to put it above 1. Um, but but um but man, it was so fucking good, dude. It was so good, and I'm props to Hangar 13, bro. I can now wait for the next one. A lot of people want it to be another prequel of Don Teresi. I mean, this one was, a lot of people wanted this one to be a prequel for Don Salieri, but you know, they went an original story route, and I loved it, man. So I love all their different perspectives of mafia lives. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, man. But yeah, I think in their best interest, it's time we get started on Mafia 4 in Las Vegas. So, just
Hell
please,
yeah, dude.
for the love of fucking God, do not have it be like 3. Do exactly what you did for Definitive Edition and the Old Country, and focus on your story, because that is clearly your bread and butter there. But yeah, I can't say it was better than 1, but there is not a lot of times when I play video games where you can have me speechless for about 20 minutes, man. I didn't want to move. I felt goddamn sick to my stomach, knowing that they would not be able to get to America together, but I fucking knew it. And to me, it was fucking perfect. That was the only way to do it. I'm telling you, bro, when Luca was sitting on that table and dying, and he fucking told Enzo, "Get out while you can." I had a fucking feeling he would not make it out, man. I had a feeling he would not
Yeah.
make it out. But yeah.
Hell
Whoa.
yeah, dude. It's crazy because I know how much you love too.
Yeah. Oh,
The race mission, man.
I actually love the race mission. I thought I was going to hate it because I have very bad memories of the Sly Cooper. It's so random. But I have very bad memories of the Sly Cooper race missions because they used to just make my blood boil. But I actually love the race mission. But Mafia 1, for me, it's up there with Days Gone for my favorite game I've ever played. So, um,
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
yeah.
I
So what were
respect
you,
it.
what were we saying?
Crazy that this one beat out 2 for you because I know how much you love 2. So that's
Oh,
crazy, man. And that is really good.
I I love
But
to.
that's definitely the way you end a mafia related thing is you can't win in the mafia if that makes sense. So
Yes.
that's actually a very good ending for it. Very good ending.
Oh, dude, I fucking knew it. I remember watching that scene, and then I just started to feel more and more right when he just kept telling her, a couple more days and we're gonna leave. A couple more. I have one more job and we're gonna leave. I have one more job and we're gonna leave. And then that fucking Jamal looking motherfucker Tino, man. I can't, man. Oh God, I can't. Ooh, when they caught us up at the train station, bro. Oh, oh God, I knew it, dude. I fucking knew it, bro. But yeah, it was it was
That's
it was
great.
great.
That's
It was
great.
great. It was great. So
Hell
okay,
yeah.
all right. What is going on? As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. And what about you, Durante? Logan Bell is here. She says she doesn't know what the heck we're
What's up,
talking
bro?
about, so she'll pretend. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Um, I appreciate your pretendingness. Thank you very much. And my man, Jack, man, how are you guys doing? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. Um, so yeah, thank you guys. How are you guys doing? And thank you guys for joining us, man. So, um, yeah, fucking Tino, dude. Fucking Tino.
That's crazy.
Let's take a pause. My dumb ass really fucking thought the game was about to end as we were going to the train station. I was like, yo, I was like, it's the fucking game's over. I was like, man, they fucking made it out. And then I just see this motherfucker Tino hiding in a crowd of people. And I was like, oh. I was so excited, bro.
You're dead.
I was so fucking excited, dude. I was like, dude, we're about to fucking sneak out I was like, we're about to sneak out of Italy, and I genuinely in my heart thought that we were dead ass about to escape and just wipe our hands clean. Um, and I was like, oh, that's just
They
man.
wipe their hands clean.
No,
That's perfect. That's great.
no, they really had me because I should have known. I don't know why I didn't suspect anything, but I was like, man, this is the perfect ending. But they had other ideas. But it was man, it was so fucking good, dude. It was so good. But regardless, speaking of things going good, that is not the words you use to. You know, Bill, I used to play the Mafia games, or sorry, not uh the Godfather games. And I have watched the movies when I was very, very young. I gotta rewatch those because I love that whole like mafia culture type stuff. But yes, I definitely I can definitely see that. She says the first two have an argument of being the best movies of all time. Um, this is very true, and this is something that is definitely heard a lot. But yeah, man, I used to. My dad used to put those on for me all the time when I was a kid because we used to play the games. So he used to put the movies on for me all the time. It's been so long since I went back and rewatched them though. Jack has a great question. He says, "Any intent to play GTA 6?" Oh, Jack, I tell you.
Oh yeah.
There is a heavy intent for Notorious Hills Gaming to play GTA 6, and there also maybe is a little
Heavy
intent
intent.
to do a
Mm-hmm.
The Last Time Is Now tour for GTA 5. So there we have a
GTA.
lot of
Exactly.
exciting things coming up for the Grand Theft Auto series, but yeah. So
Excited.
there should be there should be a good there should be a good amount of stuff coming out for that towards the beginning of next year. So yeah. But
Very excited. Very. And then we have Black Ops 7 at the end of the year. Looks very good so far, actually. I'm actually very interested. So Notorious Heels Gaming, I think it's gonna be pretty fed for this year and next year, man. I'm very excited.
this motherfucker here got ideas. Okay. Um
Mhm. That's
Jack,
bad.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Not everybody's got it like that. So it's all good, bro. It's all good.
No, yeah, I
Hope
understand.
hopefully we could be a little source of entertainment. So um
Exactly.
all right. Well, we've had our fun. We've talked about things that we actually like talking about. And I said Mafia the Old Country was great. And great are words you cannot use for this show. Dun dun dun. A fucking W Dynamite. Oh brother. Ah.
I don't think in my
Good.
years of watching wrestling,
All
I've
right.
seen I've seen such a not even that it's just horrible. It's just so pointless and non-existent. I don't think I've ever seen a weekly wrestling show so pointless and unimportant to anything in life ever. The Dynamite is the most pointless fucking show in existence at this point. Like at the way Tony Khan books, you can dead ass just watch these pay-per-views, get your fill, and that's it. That's all you need, man.
Yes.
Because what even is AEW Dynamite in the year 2025?
Um, it is. Let's see. It's John Moxley versus Kevin Knight. It
See,
is
see,
Alex Windsor, Queen Aminata, and Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné, Sky Blue, and Thekla.
they called the Heart of Darkness or whatever the fuck their faction's called.
No, it wasn't the trio.
Oh,
It was Sky, Thekla, and Mercedes Moné. Uh
they have a trio.
yes, they do.
What?
And Julia Hart was ringside. I don't I don't know. I genuinely don't know anymore. Um
Dude, like this is the shit I'm talking about, dude. Like this is what Triple H ended up starting to do with that like Raw mid card division is just random nothingness for these people. But for AEW, that is the whole of AEW Dynamite.
yes.
Literally everything except your Hangman promo if we got one that week, or your Swerve probably. If it's not the big four or big three in AEW right now, Osprey, Hangman, or Swerve involved in something in their circles,
Mhm.
you don't care about it on Dynamite, and it's pointless.
Yes. Yeah. That
It's so pointless.
Yeah. Jack says Jack says John Moxley and Seth Rollins are excuse me, are trading creative ideas.
Dude, we jokingly call them the Seth Riders, but they are literally the Seth Riders, dude. And
Here
dare
for
I
power.
say, we'll get to it when we get to Raw, but Seth is the weakest part of the group in terms of in interest into the group in its entirety. That's just my opinion, man. And I love Seth. He's fucking great. But man, what is that group, dude? They are literally the Seth Riders. But
If you could, yeah, I was gonna at least if you could say one thing about at least if you could say one thing about the Death Riders. I mean, at least John Moxley was like the most badass guy in the group. A
exactly, but like Seth is like the weakest link of the group, if I'm being honest. But
little bit.
to what Belson is again, before we get to Raw, congratulations to Naomi and
Oh,
Jimmy
for
Uso.
sure.
Good for them, man. Very excited for them,
For
and
sure.
can't wait to talk about it because that was probably the best segment on Raw, I would say.
No, 100%. 100%. Yeah, no. Um very happy for them. Bell says like from a fan's perspective, it is a little bit like damn it cuz like she was on such a good run. But regardless, um sometimes not sometimes, but things happen for a reason. Things happen at certain times for a reason, man. Um so I'm happy for them. I'm very happy for them, man, and I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes well. But yeah, very, very, very happy for those two. So, uh,
Very happy.
uh yeah. So,
Dynamite.
oh man,
Oh fuck. Oh boy, what even is Dynamite?
um, I don't know. This was your August 13th episode of Dynamite from Cincinnati, Ohio, the home of John Moxley. The show opened up with a face to face with MJF and Adam Page.
Downhill after that,
Yeah.
like every week. What did I say?
MJF MJF says he's known Seabiscuit for a long time. He says he will lose his first offense on pay-per-view, and he says he could break Hangman right now if he wanted to. Hangman smacks the mic out of his hand. He says, "You're gonna break me? Do you understand what I went through to get this?" He says you can't even break out of your edgelord B-level movie incel villain routine. You shit. He says, do you know how Seabiscuit's story ends, you dumbass? He wins. He says, you're not goading me into giving you a title shot. You either earn it or look me in the eyes and execute your casino contract. And if you're not here to do that, then turn your sorry ass around and live your life knowing you don't have the stomach to challenge the world champion. MJF tells Hangman he's the problem. The fans treat him like a god, like he's perfect. He says he will show the world that he is a fraud. He says Page is not a god. He's a weak-minded, alcoholic little boy. He says he would rather walk around as the devil than a false idol, because at least I am real. He says at Forbidden Door, I have a point to prove, and and I'm going to take their god and crucify him. Hangman says back, he says, no one knows my faults more than me. He says he will always own up to his mistakes and not run from them like MJF will. He says you talk about Forbidden Door like you have a title match, but you do not. But you do have a contract. But you are afraid. You need a backup, an insurance policy, because you know you don't have what it takes to prove. He says, prove it to them. Points at the fans. For their respect. Prove it to me and prove it to yourself. He says that you are more than what we've always known you to be, an insecure, gutless coward. Take your shot. MJF says, listen to me, you son of a bitch. Forbidden Door, I execute the fucking contract. As, AEW, they hit the mute button. He says, I execute the fucking contract. And right after that, all we fucking hear is, what a moment we just watched. Do you want to fucking guess who said that?
Yes. Was it Shill Shivani?
It was Tony Schiavone, yes. What a moment we just watched.
Oh, man, what a moment we just watched.
And way to
He
fucking
has
ruin
to
it,
say
Tony.
that. Now I don't. Now I care about it just a little bit less because you said that, man. Um, Overall, good segment. Those two are always great together. Such a great dynamic between those two always. Love Hangman. Love what he's doing. I think MJF did end up coming around after, his return, and they kind of just thrusted his old character back on him. I do think he was able to overall rebound from that. And I did like the open to Dynamite, man. I liked it. And you know, obviously Tony Khan already just gave up with the whole contract Money in the Bank s thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have any faith in the first place, so I'm genuinely not shocked. And he goaded him into using it, so a good way around it, I guess, because you're too scared to do a Money in the Bank contract for some reason.
Yeah, and with MJF, dude, literally the easiest guy to do that type of concept with. He is a scummy opportunist. That is his character, right? Um,
Oh boy.
and you had him announce the contract. That would be like Edge in 2005 or whatever, the year he cashed in on John Cena after the Chamber. Cena's all bloody, and Edge comes out to execute the contract. That would be like Vince McMahon walking out there. You know how he walked out there and was like cashing in his contract, the Rated R Superstar Edge. That would be like Vince McMahon going out there and being like and bringing Edge out there to let John Cena know that at the next pay-per-view he's gonna fight him for the contract. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? What?
Brought Charlotte out for the fucking WrestleMania main event. Is it? Yep. And there's another person. Help. Look at it, it's Edge. He's cashing in. Like, that negates the whole purpose of the thing. I don't get it. I don't get why these bookers don't know what to do with a Money in the Bank esque idea. It's literally the easiest thing to book, especially with the likes of MJF. Literally is the easiest thing to book, but he gave up on it, and we get the match at Forbidden Door, which I'm excited for. But why'd you even bring back that stipulation for that thing in the first place if you didn't use it for either of the men or women?
I stupid as hell, bro. Stupid as hell. After MJF says that, he has this look of realization as if he knew he just fucked up. So again, he has this look of realization like he didn't want to use it. And his emotions just maybe kind of got the better of him. But yeah, so that was that. Minus Tony Schiavone telling us that it was that what a moment this was. It actually was a good open to the show, and this was probably the best part of the show from what I can remember. So yeah.
Most definitely was easily the best part of the show, and Jack, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I missed the lone wolf thing, and I wish they
Yeah.
never just defaulted him back to this, dude. It was so fucking good and interesting.
Oh, right back to fucking what works, because Tony didn't know what to do with MJ,
Plays it safe.
or because MJF didn't want to play a baby face, or even though he had done it for like 6 months
Before.
prior and was really good at it. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Him and Cody are both are the same, but so opposite. It's hilarious. One doesn't want to turn heel, one doesn't want to turn babyface. It's funny, man. It's really funny.
And the opening match to Dynamite was Jon Moxley versus Kevin Knight. I don't know what Tony Schiavone was on in the beginning of this show. As soon as this fucking bell rings, this fucking guy says, Kevin Knight beat Shelton Benjamin on Collision 100 so he can beat anybody. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. The last time I checked, Shelton fucking Benjamin was not Roman Reigns. What do you mean he beat Shelton so he can beat anybody? As if Shelton fucking Benjamin is some fucking
Uh,
final boss in the wrestling world. Like, what?
he beat him so he could beat anybody, man. On Raw, I beat Dragon Lee, man, so I could beat anybody. Like
What?
what? Like Sheldon's great, but what? No, that makes no sense. How can he just beat, in all logic, a tag team guy on your show, and now he could beat one of your biggest overall, most constant main eventer on your show? He could just beat him then.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
especially Mox of all people. You say
Mo-
that about too.
Moxley.
The
Literally Tony Khan's final boss. Yep. So so because Kevin Knight beat Shelton Benjamin, he could probably, take Roman Reigns, fucking Brock Lesnar and Triple H '01 in a handicap match. Yeah, that
probably
makes
could.
sense.
Probably could.
Jack, that is the rumor we heard. With MJF and Adam Cole, the reason they randomly swapped from heel to babyface is because MJF did not want to play a babyface, so that's why they reverted Adam Cole back to babyface and MJF back to heel, was because that was the rumor we heard. So yeah,
Very wild.
Kevin Knight went for the UFO. Jon Moxley got the knees up and put an inverted sleeper on Kevin Knight. He won the match. Jon Moxley got a lot of cheers. Obviously, they're in Cincinnati. The Death Riders attack afterwards. And Speedball comes out for the save, but they end up jumping him too. Darby then comes out for the save, attacks Wheeler Yuta, and he puts Yuta in a body bag, right? This gets great. Excalibur couldn't be left out here on the night. He fucking puts Wheeler Yuta in a body bag. And Excalibur says, Wheeler Yuta is knocked out. As Wheeler Yuta is fucking squirming around in the body bag, kicking and trying to punch his way out of the body bag. He's knocked out.
He could easily said, he's subdued in the body bag and can't escape it or whatever. No, no, he's knocked out while he's in there squirming. I don't think you know what knocked out means.
You can literally just see his feet kicking around and he's like trying to get out of the body bag. And this motherfucker Excalibur is talking about he's knocked out. Dude,
He's
what
knocked
the
out.
fuck, man?
This commentary, dude, it's so fucking that dynamite commentary is
Oh
so horrible, dude. Like, holy hell, what do you mean he's knocked out? He's moving. That's not what knocked out means.
my. So
Uh,
Claudio comes out for the save, attacks Darby Allin. He then like awkwardly puts him in a body bag and he's like carrying him around the ring. He like clearly has no fucking idea what he's supposed to be doing. And he's like just walking around with him and then he like puts him in an airplane spin in the body bag and I don't know, the whole segment just looks sloppy and uncoordinated. Will Ospreay then comes out for the save. So Ospreay comes back, that chases the Death Riders off and he challenges them to a lights out steel cage match at Forbidden Door, which is uh actually one of the matches I'm more excited for. I don't know how they're going to fit like 10 people inside of a steel cage, but then again, AEW steel cages, you can actually go outside the cage. So, I'm pretty excited for that match, but we do end up seeing the teams shape up later in the night. So we'll get to that. But as for this segment, I thought it was fucking horrible. And there's nothing really else you could say from that. Yeah, again, it looked poorly produced. The commentary doesn't know what the fuck's going on. The linchpin Claudio doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Yes, man. But yeah, man. I guess they're not doing blood and guts this year because why would they, do this,
Oh
multi-man
yeah,
steel cage match and then do blood and guts? So I'm taking a guess and saying they're not doing blood and guts this year, which I think is good. Take a
yeah.
break from it. Let people miss it. I hope they don't do it after this year. So they can make people miss it to actually need it the next time, man. Overall, man, horrible segment to announce what's going to be a good match. I'm actually very interested. I love AEW steel cage matches. I think they are usually, in terms of match interest and match rules and whatnot, I think more successful than usually the WWE ones, man. So I'm actually very excited for this. And, we'll talk about the teams when we get to that part of Dynamite, man. But I am excited overall.
Yeah. So I think WWE should maybe take notes with Survivor Series War Games. I think that'd be nice.
I Yeah, I wouldn't do because especially with the teams where we would end up getting this year for War Games, I don't care to see Seth Riders versus Super Baby Faces, dude. That sounds miserable if I'm being honest, bro. I would take a break from War Games if I was WWE this year,
Yeah. So yeah, me too.
but they won't.
Yeah, they won't. 100%.
We're getting Seth Riders.
Yeah, we are getting the Vision versus the fucking Avengers. So yeah. Um Alex Windsor,
Fucking hell.
Queen Aminata, and Willow Nightingale defeated Mercedes Monet, Sky Blue, and Tekla, two of the members of Triangle of Madness.
That's what it is. I don't even know what the fuck I called it earlier. Uh,
Which
I don't even know what I.
Mercedes tried to join in on their little triangle hand holding session, and this fucking stupid motherfucker Excalibur says, "I guess they're the square of madness now." There you have it.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's fucking so bad. He's funny.
The Square of
He's
Madness.
fucking lucky.
Alex Windsor,
That's AEW Dynamite.
Alex Windsor puts a sharpshooter in on Sky Blue. Mercedes attacks Alex Windsor after the match. Tony jumps in the ring to help her. Athena attacks her. And then Tony challenges Athena and Mercedes versus her and Alex Windsor next week in Scotland. So, yeah. All right, I guess.
Hmm,
There you go.
all right, there you go. Just setting up Forbidden Door, I guess, or whatever. Um, yeah, there you go.
Will Ospreay announces Hiroshi Tanahashi on his team at Forbidden Door, and he asks Renee to tell her husband to chat with him next week. So I'm assuming we're going to get some sort of promo battle between Ospreay and Moxley next week. That should be pretty good. But that is the go home show to Forbidden Door, so we probably will not be talking about much of that on next Monday's Unscripted.
Thank God, man. One thing,
No kidding.
another, AEW pay-per-views, they serve two good purposes. It's the one night every few months we get to really enjoy AEW, and then we get to even enjoy it even more come Tuesday because we don't have to talk about Dynamite. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful double-edged sword for all the
Yeah.
worst reasons.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, Cope versus Stokely.
Ugh.
Copeland is walking around the crowd asking. He says he's going. He asks, "Do we have any hoes in the crowd?"
Yo,
And this one girl is raising her hand, jumping up and down. I guess she's happy to be a hoe, and
very happy.
ridiculously happy to be a hoe. And she says that Copeland asks her if Stokely has a chance with her. She says no, not at all.
Damn,
I swear to God, I
that is
I
true.
I can't make this up. Tony Schiavone says, "Oh, they're talking about those kind of hoes. I thought this whole time they were talking about pantyhose."
And wait, so by logic, Shivani thought that Stokely couldn't get women's underwear. What, to wear it? The fuck do you mean he thought it was pantyhose? What are you talking about? What?
What? You thought Stokely Hathaway said he couldn't get women's panties? Bro, bro, Unk, sit down, bro. What?
Please sit down, bro. Please sit down.
Oh God, bro. I thought they were
Good
talking
lord.
about pantyhose.
What? I I thought he was about to say like, oh, like a garden hose or something like that. Pantyhose? Are you kidding me?
Pantyhose.
That makes no sense.
I guess we know Stokely don't wear regular draws like the rest of us dudes. He wears pantyhose.
Like,
Come on, bro.
apparently Shivani thought that he wore panties because that's what he couldn't get. So in Shivani's head, Stokely wants to wear women's underwear, but for whatever reason he can't get any. What?
What the fuck, dude? What
Yeah.
the fuck, man? This is my god. So Copeland gets on the mic after he's whooping Stokely a little bit more in the ring. He gets on the mic. He says, "See, Stoke, they don't care about you at all." And it turns out FTR does care about him at least a little bit, because immediately after that, FTR come running to the ring. And they try to interfere. So I guess this officially threw out their restraining order. Stokely then countered the spear by throwing powder in Copeland's eyes, and FTR attack Copeland, throwing the match out in DQ. They pick Copeland up, and Stokely goes to punch Cope, but because he was so beaten, it was so funny because Cash is holding Copeland and he punches him, and Stokely punches Copeland and immediately just collapses afterwards. It was absolutely hilarious, bro. It was hilarious. Stokely is so funny. FTR then go to pile drive Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage comes out for the save. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian then come out to try to stop Christian. Sabian retreats because he almost gets hit with Spike. Kip Sabian then was speared. He was speared by Copeland.
Oh,
Copeland and Christian then back into each other, and they have a standoff. Christian Cage gives Copeland Spike back, and Copeland hugs Christian, and Christian does not know how to feel as he walks away. This got a lot of people upset. A lot of people I seen on social media were saying that this was rushed. I honestly didn't feel that way at all. If this was rushed, it would have happened at All in Texas. And that is the Tony Khan thing to do, because everybody was like, well, they weren't supposed to tag together until All Out, until they go against FTR. Yeah, but that's Copeland's story. Where would that leave? I mean, they still have to tackle Christian's story, and Christian's story is with Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. So, I mean, what were you going to do? Just have them go off and fight FTR and just completely leave these guys? And I mean, at least it's happening on pay-per-view. I mean, people are acting as if Copeland and Christian are tagging together for the first time on a Dynamite show. They're not. They're teaming together on pay-per-view. To me, this was not rushed at all, to be honest, bro. So I don't really know why I think a lot of people were just unnecessarily hating on this shit, to be honest, bro. But I wasn't. I was, again, if you want to call it rushed, then this segment right here would have happened at All in Texas, and it did not. Really understand what the problem is.
exactly. I don't understand either. Not everything has to be Judgment Day levels of take fucking forever. And like you said, if it was rushed, it would have happened at All In, and it didn't. And yeah, they're already like teaming together, but it's still awkward between the two. It's still not solidified that they're like homies. Once again, I think after this, their victory at Forbidden Door will probably help do that, and then the build to All Out will be them getting even closer back together as homies, and then dealing with FTR. I think they're actually doing this very well at a very good pace. I don't know what people are talking about with them rushing it. I don't get that.
People be hating on AEW, just hate on AEW, bro.
They really do, bro. Like I hate I hate AEW when I have to, which is unfortunately usually weekly. But that is not something to hate on AEW for. They're actually handling that at a really good pace.
Yeah, I agree. We then get a Hook vignette where it is like old like jazz music playing with the Batman light in the sky. It actually gave me Batman Arkham series kind of vibes watching that vignette. It gave me Yeah, it gave me a lot of Batman Arkham vibes. So I liked the vignette, and I don't know why the fuck bro thinks he's Batman, but it was cool nonetheless. I liked it a lot.
Exactly. It's cool nonetheless. I hope that, he does more than two moves when he's come back, but I doubt it. But I like the vignette, and hopefully he can really evolve. The fact that he's staying in AEW, man, I really hope so.
100%. Hiromu Takahashi, Tomohiro Ishii, Brody King, and Hologram defeat. What's wrong, man? what's
Hey, Brody just friends with a bunch of fucking luchadors, dude. What the fuck? What is that group? What, at least by the logic that they've set up so far in
Where's
AEW, why
Bandito?
wasn't Bandito and why wasn't Bandito in that hologram spot
Oh
at
my
the
god.
very least? Oh my god, hologram. Oh my god,
Yep.
dude, what the fuck, man?
Brody got
What
the international hookup.
Ishii, somebody else, no Bandito. What the fuck, dude? What
Well,
is that? Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, what is the purpose of that?
they faced off against Kyle Fletcher,
Oh no.
Josh Doorknob Alexander, and the Young Bucks.
What?
What?
Oh, wait. What? Wait, why are the Young Bucks teaming with Fletcher and Doorknob?
I
They're
I
not a part of the Don Callis family.
I guess they're cool with Don Callis. I was about to call him John Callis. I guess they're cool with Don Callis. I guess they're cool with them. I don't know where that story's going because they're still doing like their jobber gimmick. So I wish I fucking knew, dude. I swear I wish I fucking knew. Um,
They facing the most random baby faces, humanly none of those heels don't have an ounce of beef with a single one of the baby faces. What is the purpose to this match? Well, I guess the only TV relation would be Young Bucks and Brody King, since him and his actual tag partner beat him. I don't know where his tag partner was in that match. But good lord, that's like the random bullshit that Dynamite does that like just
mhm.
kills the show, dude.
It does.
Like what on earth is the purpose to that, dude? What on earth does that do for anybody? Nothing.
It completely
Where's
takes
Mandy?
it completely takes the show out of focus. Imagine watching the Batman and in the middle of the fucking movie we skip to a scene out of fucking Blue's Clues, and then we go back to Batman. I mean, it completely takes the whole show out of focus. You know, I mean, if you're having a fucking good time, which at this fucking point is slim to none, that does not help. Do you really think I want to sit here and watch Hiromu Takahashi, Ishii, Brody King, and fucking Hologram against Kyle Fletcher, the Doorknob Alexander, and the fucking Young Bucks? What the fuck is that?
What is that match, dude? What is the purpose? What does that do for anybody as a fan of the Young Bucks, of Kyle Fletcher? Um, not of Doorknob. And I would probably say the only little person in that selection would be Brody. I would much rather see literally all of them in their respective divisions doing their respective storylines that they should be doing. Why the fuck do you always have the TNT champion doing the most random multi-man bullshit every single time? Can a TNT champion just be a singles champion for once?
No, he can't.
No, because they're always in some multi-man bullshit. Ever, like for like 3 years straight now, dude. The TNT champion is only ever involved in multi-man bullshit. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
Yep. Takahashi hit a brainbuster on Josh Alexander.
Can you hit one on me? Please. Like,
So Renee then goes to do Swerve's intro for his interview, and she has no audio. And then cuts to Excalibur, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to the viewers at home. Renee has no audio. Her audio will be back, but we will be joined by Swerve Strickland. Oh, we're going back to Renee." So, so we go back to Renee, and she finally introduces Swerve. He comes out there. He says, Renee asks him why he was checking up with team doctors. Swerve says, "We get hurt all the time, but he will push through to get the unified championship." Okada comes out and says, "Give up now, bitch." Swerve pushes him, and they get separated.
God, that man gets the easiest paycheck
Bro,
humanly possible, man. Bro goes out every week, says bitch, and does an occasional pay-per-view match, dude. Holy shit, that man
yeah.
is the ultimate bank robber, dude. Holy hell. Um, dude, that production truck for AEW, they should all be fired. They should have been fired years ago, dude. Tony Khan, please fire every single one of them and hire a team in that production truck because holy hell, they fucking suck at their job. Go on. And it's always audio too. That is their biggest production problem is always audio, dude. Fire that whole truck, please.
My lord. Yeah.
Oh,
John
good lord.
Moxley is walking through the back as they let him know that Will Ospreay got Hiroshi Tanahashi on his team. Moxley's very shocked. It was kind of funny. He was like, "Tanahashi?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Tanahashi? And they're like, "Yes." He's like, "Hiroshi Tanahashi?" And they're like, "Yes." So he then walks into the closet with all the extras, and he sees the Young Bucks sitting there. And he walks in and he closes the door as Marina Shafir and the linchpin Claudio, they stand there with their arms crossed, and Wheeler Yuta, they stand there with their arms crossed, guarding the door. And right after this, we get John Moxley, the Young Bucks, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Tanahashi, Will Ospreay, and Darby Allin announced. I mean, the match sounds pretty good. I thought Gabe Kidd was injured. I don't know why they didn't put him in some sort of singles match, but I guess it does kind of make sense. He does have a tie-in with the Death Riders for some reason, so I guess I somewhat get it.
I guess. Yeah, the logic to that announcement really makes no sense. How you gonna close the door and then just show the graphic like what was behind the door didn't technically happen yet? They're talking about it right now,
Yeah.
so they're just sitting in the back. He just goes up to him, "Hey man, I think I want you a part of my match," and just looks up and he just sees the graphic on the TV behind him already. He's like, "Oh, well." My job's fucking done here. So canonically, that makes no fucking sense, but it never does. AEW is always horrible with the graphic timing. They never give time to canonically actually make the graphic. Um, Gabe Kidd thought he was injured, was taken out of the G1. Um, guess he's fine. That's kind of a crazy thing to do. Take yourself out the G1 to fucking go to Forbidden Door. Kind of a fucking wild thing to do, but all right, bro. But overall, that Forbidden Door match looks pretty good, man. So I am excited for it, man. Speaking of G1, did you see who won?
Yes, Takeshita.
Yeah. Good for him, man. Apparently, New Japan fans are actually like pissed because they
Yeah,
wanted like
really.
some young New Japan guys. That got like beaten by Evil, part of the fucking G1. Um, but I like Takeshita, and I'm glad he got that accomplishment, man. So good for him.
No, for sure. For sure. The main event of the show
Oh God.
was the Ops versus Roosh, Beast Morton, and fucking Drilistico of LFI.
Are they? Yeah. Wait, who? I'm so confused about those fucking about that Roosh. Is who? Didn't Roosh get bought by who was it? Don Callis? What the fuck? Didn't something like that happen a few months ago on Dynamite or something?
It was no, he
I,
got
I, I
Roosh got traded for Lance Archer.
yeah, fucking easy to forget.
And the,
Yeah, because wasn't it Jake the Snake that
and
was
yes,
in
and
charge of fucking?
yes, this is technically Jake the Snake's group per AEW logic. um
Man, literally putting the AEW was putting the most random just person with luchadors and like just any like Mexican related faction, dude. It is hilarious every time.
man, I AEW has
What do you even say,
eh,
dude?
AEW has the best ring announcer in the business, and Justin Roberts, dude. During this main event, they had Tony Schiavone doing ring announcing.
Dude, you have Roberts. Like you said, he's the best one in the business. Like, dude, use him. Do you not hear him every week being a beast? Yeah, for Mox, for this person, for that person, dude. Come on.
They had Tony Schiavone doing ring announcing. And this immediately went downhill as the ops make their entrance because he announces Powerhouse Hobbs, Kazuri Shibata, and for some reason he took an awfully long time doing Samoa Joe's. He was like, and the one, the only Samoa Joe. I don't know why he got
Did he
such a
forget his
grand
name
announcement.
too? Yeah.
And then LFI comes out.
Okay. Fucking. Why would you have? Oh no. Oh no.
And this dude this dude has his hand on one ear and is looking down trying to pay attention to what is to whoever is in his ear, clearly telling him these names because he did not know what the fuck their names were. He's looking down and he goes, introducing next, Roosh, the Beast, Mortos, and Drilistico, LFI. He had no idea what their fucking names were. He had absolutely no idea what their
No
fucking
clue.
names were.
How are you gonna put the most illiterate, fucking dementia-filled person to do fucking announcing, dude? He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know people's names. He literally had to read off the list. Dude, at that point, just give him a list of names. You always see Justin Roberts when he would do the big Kenny, when he was champ, do the big Kenny, like, long intro. He would always have it written down in front. And, like, that's, like, normal to, like, visually see that. He don't talk about like, dude, come on, man. Why
He
would you have Shivani, of all people, do that job?
it was as blatant as like being on the phone in a very loud area. Like you got your phone to one ear and you're just like covering the hell out of your other ear with your hand and you're like you're like ducking your head down trying your hardest to hear. Um so that was that. And Samoa Joe won this match with a sleeper to Drilistico, which commentary kept calling the Coquina Clutch. They kept calling it the Coquina Clutch. The
The
Coquina Clutch.
Kakina, dude, dude, bro, the audio of AEW, whether it's commentary, whether it's just a genuine audio quality, dude, holy hell. Fire everybody. Fire all the announcers besides Justin Roberts. Fire fucking dude, holy hell, dude. That is horrible.
Yes.
Coquina.
The Coquina clutch.
Coquina. Coquina
Tony,
clutch.
what in your rabid ass mind made you think it was okay to put the Ops versus La Faction Ingobernables as the main event of the fucking program?
Every week, he puts the most random bullshit in the main event for some reason. I don't get it. I don't understand. That's not what you do with a main event, Tony. You used to be great at main events. And now you're putting fucking LFI versus the Ops in the main event for some ungodly reason when neither of those guys have any storyline importance to anything on the show.
Good God, what
All
a
right.
joke. So that was that. And then afterwards, MJF attacked Adam Page in the parking garage and he told him that he is going to break him come Forbidden Door. It was a nice little end of the show, nice little ending 2-minute segment there. I guess they tried to make up for putting the Ops versus LFI in the main event. So that
Good
was that.
Lord.
And that was Dynamite. And thankfully is over. So with that,
God.
commentary on Dynamite definitely did not have their fair share of some dubby fucking energy because they sounded like shit. And if you don't want to sound like shit, if you want to be fluent like us when we're talking about our shows, go ahead and grab yourself some Dubby, man. Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Dubby is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your Dubby products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next Dubby purchase.
Truly. Always got to shout out W, whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. Usually, Dynamite is your usually culprit of needing energy. Next, what we next talk about with SmackDown, you'll also need some W, man. So, whatever you need it for, whatever you may need, try W. It'll taste good. You won't have the jitters, and I reiterate, it'll taste good all at the same time.
There you go, man. So, with that being said, thank you as always to the great people over at W Energy, the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. I have one note from SmackDown. I have one singular note from SmackDown before we moved on to Monday Night Raw. Solo Sikoa tells Sami Zayn to go back to Monday Night Raw. He doesn't know why he's here. And Sami Zayn announces to Solo that he is, from this point on, an official member of the SmackDown roster.
How? Why? Can WWE care to explain this to me? And again, they have the perfect excuse, man. You just move Knight to
That's what
Raw, and
I
if you
was
want to
gonna
move
say.
Sammy to
Yep.
SmackDown, just oh yeah, we did a little trade. I talked to Pierce. This person talked to all this whatever, and just say that was a trade they were able to make.
Yeah.
It's literally as simple as that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a draft in about a month, but let's we've conducted a trade
Let's just
after a
move
year and a half. Like at this
the
point,
ring.
it's just free game, bro. But yes, they cared to explain this one. I guess he is there. He has been traded to Raw or SmackDown from Raw.
That poor soul. Um, So I don't even hate the trade itself. It's just like, can you guys like be consistent with like explaining things and giving a reason for things? You literally have the easiest excuse possible, and you just say, "Oh yeah, I'm on SmackDown now." How? Why?
Yep.
Please explain.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
So he announces the move to SmackDown, and my question here is, Wasn't there a story a couple months ago where Sammy didn't want to be traded to SmackDown, even though it would have got him a world title shot? Which I get why he didn't take it, because he wanted to be the baby face, right? He didn't want to get stuff handed to him and whatnot. But if Heyman had as much pull as they said, why didn't they play into the story where Sami Zayn was moved without his, without accepting it? He was moved because Heyman, again, being that Heyman had as much pull, I don't know where he got it from, but as much pull as they say he does, why wouldn't they move him to Friday Night SmackDown in the summer and then get this at Money in the Bank instead of getting what we got with fucking what's his face, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes? We could have got a Sami Zayn versus John Cena match at Money in the Bank. Heel John Cena versus, and again, I get why Sammy didn't take it, because he didn't want the handout. But you could have had the Vision orchestrate the shit behind his back without his knowledge, because Rollins didn't want to deal with him anymore.
Yeah, they kill it literally, dude. Until you just said it right now, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, he just a few months ago, a few like 2 months ago, damn near three, he rejected going over to SmackDown, because he wanted to stand his ground on Raw, and I get at the end of the day on Raw he did fail against Seth and the Seth Riders, and that's okay, but he just went willingly over to SmackDown now because of a beef with Solo Sikoa. I
Like what?
how
What?
does solving this beef with Sikoa get him a world title that he's so desperate to get? It makes no sense, especially by all logic. He should want it against Seth of all people. And on Raw, they really did not do Sammy justice here with moving him over to SmackDown. They did not do that logically at all. There was ways they could have done it logically, like you said, but that is a very, very big logic gap.
Dude,
I did not even think about that.
we could have, that's all I was thinking of. I was like, this man rejected a match a couple months ago with John Cena because he wanted to stand his babyface ground. Meanwhile, was there even a write-off with the stuff with the Vision? I mean, when was the last time we seen those guys around Sammy? Either way, the stuff with the Vision just ended, and then he just willingly walked over to SmackDown, which again, I get why you wouldn't have Sammy accept the offer, but they were playing it off in story that Heyman had all this pull, and if Heyman had all this pull, then why didn't they just orchestrate something behind Sammy's back and send him over
Yeah.
to to SmackDown, and then you could have done a segment where they say to Pierce or something, give us a give us a bum on Monday on over on SmackDown. Give us somebody we won't have to worry about. Give us, LA Knight, and then have LA Knight again have them, be careful what they wish for, because Knight comes back around to actually be a problem for them. And then they, regret it or whatever. That and again, we could have, and because Rollins likes Sammy, you could have still wrote in, we want Sammy to get a title shot, but you could have not revealed it until afterwards. You know what I mean? You could have had John Cena say something on a promo like, I took care of Sammy, due to Paul Heyman's request or something. And you could have had Sammy ask around, like, what the fuck did he mean by that? And then you could have had Aldis say, well, they orchestrated when they orchestrated the deal to get you over here, or when they were pushing for me to trade for you, they asked if a world title shot could be. You could have had Sammy be, pissed off that they, maybe were scared of him, or thought, or tried to intentionally dodge him. And if you still wanted to do the match with Seth, it could have came back around to bite him. And Sammy could have came back around
Yeah.
to eventually be a problem for Seth. And we would have fucking got a John Cena and Sami Zayn match What the fuck? But no.
Amazing. Or even if you don't even want to move him to SmackDown, you could keep him on Raw. And if you would have kept Cross like you probably should have, he could have been either with or in Jay's spot where Jay is right now in this world title picture, and he could have been pushing all the baby faces buttons right now, pushing them to be antagonistic towards each other, to screw all of them up and each other up. Because we're about to get to it Raw. I think the baby faces on Raw look stupid, stupidly
Ugh.
antagonistic towards each other for no real reason. But if you kept someone like Cross, whose whole goal and whole kind of role in the show is to push babyface's buttons and essentially rage bait them into getting doing dumb shit,
Mhm.
you could have him be the main source of the antagonistic nature between all the baby faces. That would have been great. You have a role for him. You should have kept. You had so many ways you could have went with Sami Zayn and even carrying Cross. And this is what you do. You just shrug your shoulders, send Sammy to Raw, and let Cross go. Good lord, man.
What a joke. That was SmackDown. That was SmackDown, and yeah, Sami Zayn and John Cena. Wonderful.
Oh, it's been perfect, man. God damn it, dude.
Dude,
It's freaking Logan Paul.
John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. That was John's last Money in the Bank. Thanks. We could have got John Cena versus fucking Sami Zayn. God. All right.
Somebody, dude.
Monday Night Raw.
I'll never guess what opened the show, guys.
Yeah, you'll never guess. You'll never guess. Monday Night Raw. This was your August 18th edition from Philadelphia. The show opened up with The Vision.
No way.
Um, Jack says before we get started, Jack says, "Do you guys understand why WWE can't or won't stick to a brand split?" Uh, their roster is so huge. I don't know why we can't adhere to it. But yeah, Triple H just kind of likes to do whatever he wants. The way I like to talk about it is like the brand split matters when Triple H wants it to matter. Like at this point, it is like it's not a hard brand split like it was when Vince was. Because I remember like in 2016, it was actually like dope, like when SmackDown
It was
invaded
law.
Monday Night Raw, because
Mhm.
it was like, yo, like man, this is cool. We never see these guys over here. Like Sir K said, it was the law, but like nowadays, it's a soft brand split. It matters when they want until War Games season comes up and they want to throw all bunch of people around and like it it matters then, but other than that. I don't know why they don't adhere to it. It's very easy to adhere to, especially like I love the idea of like trades and like
Yeah.
deals like that, or like WWE can even do like temporary deals if you want somebody to appear on if you want somebody to like appear for war games, you know what I mean, you can have Nick Aldis sign people to like a 30-day deal, and when it's up they have to go back to Monday Night Raw, no questions asked. I would like if they did something like that. That's just the sport fan in me talking though. But again, WWE, they do all types of fucking they do all types of just soft brand split stuff. So I don't know.
Especially with like the separate networks these shows are always on. I think that's also a big part. This network wants this big person,
Mm-hmm.
and WWE might also want this person on this show. But this other network that they also work with, they got to have a big name too. But they want these big names to face each other at one point. So even though they're on different shows, they're still going to face each other. I think it's a mix of networks. WWE, all they care about are big moments, big moments that are big singular things. So to them, if people are on separate shows, but they want to do something, oh well, the moment's bigger than, brand organization to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's many factors that play into it, man. I would love like the stuff you just mentioned of like trades, temporary deals, this and that. I love that feel. I love that organization that it brings to the roster that I think wrestling in its modern era really does with how just
Mhm.
much wrestlers there are nowadays, man. But we just won't get that level of it, unfortunately.
Now, Jack, I would not, I would not go as far as brand exclusive pay per views again, only for the reason that we have AEW. That would be so overkill on pay per views. I can't even describe. There would literally be a pay per view if we had brand exclusive pay per views. There would be a fucking pay per view every day of the month, or every weekend of the month, dude. Damn near it would feel like so. The brand exclusive PLEs I'm okay on, but man, I do like the idea of a brand split being a brand split though. But a hard brand split is more what I'm used to. That's more my bread and butter. And again, they don't really care too much about it, man. So it is what it is. Gone are the days of it being the law, and I miss when it was the law. Because it actually felt special to see other people on other shows, man. So um yeah, or like like I said, you could do 30-day deals, you could do like pay-per-view type deals, for example, for like Jimmy and Jay a couple years ago at Mania 40. Adam Pearce could have signed, you know, Jimmy Uso to a WrestleMania deal, to the point where the
Yeah,
contract, even if it is over 30 days, the contract expires the day of Mania. So the night after Mania, you're not allowed on Monday Night Raw anymore. So
exactly.
something like that. Something like that, I think would be dope. But again, that's just the sports fan in me talking, man. But however, the show opens up with the Vision. Paul Heyman says he's a god in this city. He says there would be a statue of him in this city, but he's too humble to accept it. And even after everything he's done for this business, bluntly, I am the goat. He says I'm in the ring with goats. Right here, we have the future of WrestleMania, the man that taught Roman to fear the spear, the big dog. It's his yard, Braun Breaker. Right here, we have the owner of the Shulafala, the master of the Shunami, the tribal chief, or the tribal thief, Bronson Reed. And right here, the visionary, the man that pinned Roman Reigns, pinned Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, in the main event of WrestleMania, beat Roman Reigns twice, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion, Seth freaking Rollins. How many fucking times are we gonna hear Paul Heyman announce these dude? I like, Sir K, you you said this, you said this at SummerSlam, dude. This is gonna get so old, man, and I'm feeling it now, and it's the middle of September, or it's the middle of August. I mean, we're not even in September yet. Um,
It's
I'm listening to
September
this
yet.
promo, and I'm just like, dude, this is the same fucking thing every week, bro. Like, what the fuck? This is like, and I'll like, honestly, for me, I really do mess with Braun and Bronson. I'm kind of singing the same tune you are, though, man. It just kind of feels to me like Seth might be the weakest link in this group. I enjoy their personality shining through more than what he is doing. And that's not to say anything bad about Seth Rollins. I love Seth. I think he's great. Um, but I, I
This
it's
no
just
Nick. I-
what is this, man? It's the same stuff. It's I feel like we get this every week. This guy is the future of WrestleMania. He's the big dog. This is the Shunami tribal thief. And he's a visionary. He's the champion. He's the vision, the revolutionary. What the fuck are we doing, man? I mean, this is very repetitive, man, and we are not even in September yet.
Not even
Just
in September, man, multiple months away. Okay.
just wait till we're in December. I feel like we're just going to be getting more of the
Okay.
same. And this is again,
Mm.
this I'm listening to this promo, man, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really repetitive. This is really fucking repetitive, man. So, I don't know what they got to do to make this feel not repetitive, but yeah, I don't know if it's just me. I'm sure you guys feel the same way, but like I'm listening to this whole spiel and I'm like, dude, we hear the same fucking thing every week, man. He comes out there and he just gloats about these guys and either somebody interrupts them or they just gloat about themselves and just fucking leave. What are we doing with the vision? There is no
It's
vision.
literally all it's there's no vision. There's no. It's just the same thing every single week. It's fluff. You have Heyman going out there and just saying fluff every fucking week. He individually introduces each one of these guys with all their names and catchphrases and what they are. And like I like the Shunami or and the Chulafa stuff, and I like
Yeah.
it's actually funny. Braun Breaker fits all the 2017 Roman like names and nicknames so much better than Roman does. It's
Oh yeah.
genuinely hilarious. Like, I think it's actually really cool that they call him like the big dog and it's his
I
yard.
love
I
that.
think it's really cool. And I think it fits all these individual guys. But like, dude, every week we're told who they are. We're told what they're gonna do in the future. And it's also a point of like, don't tell. That's a big part of just media in general, especially a storytelling media. Don't just say things, do things. And look when this group was best, when it was just Braun and Bronson doing shit every week,
Mopping
stealing
the
Roman
floor with
shoes,
people.
talking shit to Rome. Talking shit to Roman's face, dude. That's when they look peace because they were actually doing something.
Hmm.
Because every week to start the show, this same group comes out and they just say that they're all these things, and that's it, and that's all they fucking do. Um, at its core, I love the combination of Braun and Bronson, and I
Hmm.
like their dynamic with Heyman. Seth Rollins, dude. Again, I love Seth. I think he's great, and I actually really like what he did building up to Mania and at Mania itself, man. But I don't think he works with Heyman. Even here, Heyman says in this promo, Seth deserves more credit for this group than Heyman does. So why is Heyman there? By logic, you say that. What is your point of being there then, Heyman? What did you do? Why are you
Yeah.
here? What do you do for this group? Because like
Is their
obviously
personal ring
he
announcer at this point.
That's all he is. He's their personal ring announcer, man. And you just got Seth just standing there every week. He just stands there, waits to run in, do a stomp, and that's it, dude. That's it. I don't know, man. I want to like this group, and I do like Bronson and Heyman's dynamic with them.
Mhm.
I don't like their dynamic with Seth. I don't think Seth fits with this dynamic of this group. I think they should have done something differently. Again, I like Seth. He's obviously a main eventer who should be in the main event scene of the show. I don't think this is the way to do it with Seth. It's going to continue. I'm not saying scrap the group right now because we're going to get this group until up till after WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
just hope they could find a way to freshen up this group, man, because it's already growing stale, already growing very repetitive, and I hope they could do something to help better that dynamic that Seth has with the rest of the group, man, because he really feels pointless in this group. Standing next to him, and they both equally feel pointless to each other. And only one of them feels like they have a point with the other two. And that's about it, man. Really hope they could do better with this group, man, because they really are the Seth Riders, dude. Every week they start the show and they end the show with a beatdown. Very, very repetitive, man. Very fucking repetitive.
It is ridiculously repetitive. They uh Also, one thing that just doesn't mesh with me is the look of the group. I think Braun again,
Yep.
I think Braun and Bronson are fine. I think they dress like themselves. You know, they dress in like this week they took them out of the suits and I'm very glad for that. Bronson was just
Thank God.
there in a pair of Jordans with another two pair of Jordans around his neck. He's got a black shirt on and some jeans. Braun, for the most part, will kind of wear the same thing. And then you have Seth in these like outfits that just do not match the vibe of the group. And it's just like, it just,
Oh,
it just, so far, what they got going on is just not meshing with me. It just doesn't. Again, it looks
no.
like Seth is doing his own thing, and he's got his two little brothers that are just trying to soak in the spotlight as they go along, which they're doing a great job at. But like, I don't know, man. It just to me is, yeah, it is. It
Doesn't work.
is. Yeah, I don't I I don't understand, dude. But Seth grabs the microphone and Jack says, I don't think I've ever been more happy, other than Survivor Series, because we got to yeet with Jey Uso in 2023 when it was cool to yeet. I don't think
That was actually cool.
I don't think I've ever been more happy to hear fucking Jey Uso's music, because I was so scared for what Seth was about to say, because I was just like, no, dude. He's gonna sit here,
Oh,
and I just had all the bad memories replaying in my head. I could just hear him talking about how they have power and they have control and all this other shit, and I'm just sitting there like, dude, oh my god, this is horrible, bro. But thankfully Jey Uso came out. It didn't get any better though, but thankfully we didn't have to hear a Seth promo. Seth, or
thank
yeah,
God.
Seth gets interrupted by Jay. Jay tells the group he is tired of all of them. He says he is tired of them threatening his family. He says he's got next in Paris. And little puppy dog Braun Breaker is staying on the porch tonight, messing around with a real one, and his name is main event Jey Uso. Yeet. Rollins then goes up.
Dude, there's nothing I love more with Unscripted when you fucking reiterate Jey Uso's promos, man. You so unenthusiastically reiterate his promos. It's genuinely one of my favorite parts about talking about Raw with you. It is hilarious the way you fucking do his promos because you hate them.
Because it's not the Jay that I know. Like, dog, I know Jey Uso is such a good promo, and he comes out here cutting these fucking Blues Clues promos, bro. Like, what is that? What is that? He's messing around with a real one, and his
Dude,
name is Main Event Jey Uso. Yeet. What the?
it's hilarious, dude. It's so bad, but when you fucking say it, dude, it pops me every time. It's worth it hearing it on Raw just to hear you say it on fucking the next night, dude, or the next morning. Um, yeah, man, this isn't Jey Uso. I'll never believe that this is Jey Uso. This is not Jey Uso. This
This,
is the boardroom of TKO and WWE's Jey Uso.
yes, yes, it is. This is their idea of strapping the rocket to him, having him come out here and cut these Blues Clues promos for children. Um, this is that's something you read out of that is an insult out of a children's book. Little puppy dog Braun is staying on the porch tonight. I think the real Jey Uso has
I
been
will
on the
say,
porch for
only
like
part I
3 years. All right, what were you saying?
Oh, dead ass, bro. Dead ass, like three. Ever since the bloodline like split, he this ain't Jew, so he's been replaced by his tethered, or
Yeah,
what
this
I
is a
think that's what
clone.
they were calling us.
Yes,
This is tethered Jey Uso.
yes.
Um, but the only part I liked about this promo, obviously, I don't love the whole Jey Uso for the kids stick, but it was cool that he was giving the kids the mic to say yeet. That was a little cool moment.
I'm waiting for one of these kids to say like AEW.
It's wild shit.
And then he fucking hands the mic to the kid. The kid's like AEW. Come on, kid. I need you to
Oh,
do it.
dude,
I'll slide you
please.
100,
I'll pay a
please.
kid money. Dead ass, dude. I'll pay a kid fucking straight cash to do that shit. That'll be hilarious.
um,
I'll tell the kid go ball out there merch stand. Here's 100, bro. Say AEW.
I will get you whatever you want as long as it's not one of those $700 belts at that merch table. If you fucking say AEW in that mic, kid. All right. Um. So Rollins then goes up to Braun Breaker and he says, he's like making up a bunch of stuff. He's like, you hear that, Braun? He thinks he's better than you. He thinks he can bench press more than you. He thinks he's more athletic than you. He thinks his family's better than your family. He thinks your family's a bunch of fat asses. He thinks all this and blah, blah, blah. Braun ends up getting pissed. He goes to run outside of the ring. And Paul Heyman, he proposes in the name of Sandman, New Jack, RVD, the late great Sabu, the Dudley Boys, and the late great Tommy Dreamer. He then says he's not dead, but he should be. Well, Paul, I think Tommy Dreamer would say otherwise.
Actually,
Because he was going to
yeah,
blow your
say quite the
dome off of
opposite,
your fucking
actually.
shoulders at WrestleMania. So...
Bro is gonna blow his shit smooth off right at WrestleMania. So I think it actually should be reversed. Heyman.
So Jey Uso then interrupts him. He says, well, Paul, I think great minds think alike, and we're thinking the same. We're going to do Extreme Rules in Philly. I have no idea why they said that about Tommy Dreamer. I have absolutely no idea. But that was that, and we're getting an Extreme Rules match in the main event of this show that for the most part only had like one extreme bump. It definitely had Sabu and Tommy Dreamer, I guess, rolling in their grave with how extreme this Extreme Rules match was on this show. But this promo was this promo was fucking atrocious. This is more of the same shit. Again, you got Jey Uso coming out here cutting these Blues Clues promos. You got Paul Heyman coming out here cutting the same fucking promo that he was cutting since fucking July, and what the fuck are we doing, dude? We've been cutting the same fucking promo
Literally,
since
bro.
fucking
Literally.
July, bro. I mean, what are we doing here, man?
But no, literally, dude. Same promo. Like, especially with Heyman, dude.
Oh my
I don't know
goodness.
why Heyman all of a sudden now with Seth Rollins just cuts the most fluff-filled promos every week. He just talks about a whole lot of fucking nothing every week, dude. Obviously, don't love this version of Jey Uso. Haven't loved it for a while. And yeah, start and end with the Seth Riders every fucking week, dude. And the second they announced that it was an Extreme Rules match, I knew it was gonna be and it was a WWE Extreme Rules match. I'll tell you that.
Yep. So, first match on the show was Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. look, look. I obviously don't mind seeing an Io match. Raquel Rodriguez.
No.
This is
No,
just
people
what I
love
had
her
in
now.
mind. Do they really? Oh my god, what the fuck is happening to
Actually,
these
yeah, she's
WWE
kind of
fans?
getting over on Twitter for some reason.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
they think she's playing the good big man role well. Every week I see tweets, Raquel's getting really good.
I
In the
mean,
ring, she really, she's not as bad as she used to
I
be,
was gonna
but
say
she's not special.
she's more of a heavy than she was. I will say she actually like enforces
Mhm.
things now. She used to just get mopped when Liv was around, but I mean it's not really saying much. She's not really my favorite heavy in the game right now, but um I mean she's
She she's not fucking moving. Yeah,
I
like
mean,
she's moving like fucking.
she's mid at best. I mean, she's not like she's not. I wouldn't say she's a great enforcer like Solo Sokoa was to the Roman Reigns bloodline, or um, yeah, I mean,
Something
she's
like nothing like that.
again a lot better. It's just it's not really
Yeah.
a character that is really jump off the TV. Just amazing to me.
Oh,
Um, Probably has a lot to do with WWE treating her like shit for the better part of fucking 9 months as a heavy. So it's Raquel at the end of the day. Before the match, Asuka apologizes to Io for what happened last week. And the match, like I said, the match with Raquel was, I mean, it was fine. It was an EO match, so all EO don't do bad work. And EO won with an over the moonsault. So much for our enforcer. EO won with an over the moonsault to Raquel Rodriguez, and the Judgment Day attacked her afterwards. Well, that being Raquel and Roxanne, not all the dudes, but just Raquel and Roxanne attacked her afterwards, and Rhea Ripley would then come out for the save to save Io Sky from the beatdown. So that was that. That was that, and yeah, I mean
yeah.
it was a decent little match,
Yeah.
and Rhea comes out for the save,
For the
furthering
EO.
that story, which there is a lot more that does unpack on this show. So
Exactly, man. It wasn't a bad match, man. Love EO. Love the story they're telling. I love how, they're playing up Kabuki Warriors and especially Asuka being like she really like wants to snap and snaps, but like she doesn't want to snap, if that makes sense. I like what
yeah,
um I do. And I like the Rhea involvement with EO. I like the reluctant, not like reluctant friendship, but like, they, they're friendly ops. You could say her and
mhm.
EO, and I do like their can they thing they got going on way better than the men's baby is. They're doing a coexist bullshit. So I really like what they're.
Well, speaking of the men, CM Punk, well, LA Knight is in the back doing an interview with Jackie, and CM Punk walks in. And he tells Knight they need to be on the same page, even if Knight doesn't like him. LA says it was never about me liking you. It was about you sticking your nose in my business, not once but twice. Punk says there needs to be cohesion between him, LA, and Jay, or else Seth and his goons will play the numbers game. Ooh. They've been playing the
Said the
fucking
word.
numbers game since fucking April. Um, and
All fucking WWE television is a numbers game from whatever heel faction there. But continue.
he says, and if they play the numbers game, none of us will make it to Paris. LA says we will make it to Paris, and there will be one man with his hand raised high, with everybody saying LA Knight. Yeah. He says that to CM Punk. Okay. The way I'm thinking about this,
Okay.
wouldn't Punk want these guys to be taken out so he could have Rollins all to himself?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, character-wise, Punk is no saint. He don't care about the people around him overall, especially people that like aren't his straight up like old friends or something. So in terms of Jay and LA Knight, logically, Punk shouldn't give a fuck about them. He really shouldn't.
Yeah, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, he's sitting there like, yeah, man, we all need to make it to Paris. And I'm like, well, with that logic, why do you care about them going to Paris so much? Like, why are you begging for a fatal four-way? Like, technically, wouldn't you want them to be taken out so you can have Rollins all to yourself so you have a better chance of winning?
Yeah, like if it was Sami Zayn saying something like that, I'd be like, okay, Sammy, he's a nice guy. He would care too much about the people around him for him to like want to do that, and that will down good. But like CM Punk is no saint to the people around him, even character wise. Why would he care about these people that he has no like past connection to in the first place? I don't get that.
Yeah, or like, let me see. Yeah, like even later in the
Like
night, he's like reiterating to Jay Uso again, like, look, man, we all need to make it to Paris. So like, I just didn't understand it. Like, why do you like again CM Punk being the character that he is? Why the fuck does he care so much about these guys? Why does he care so much to have less of an advantage at Clash in Paris?
Like,
Ah,
at the end of the day, they're trying to play him up as like an honorable babyface. CM Punk has told you on television nothing but I'm here for business, not to make friends. I'm here on business. Why is he all of a sudden he care about friends? He doesn't. He's told us he doesn't. So why now is he caring about things?
this man told his best friend, "I'll help you in war games as long as you give me a favor down the line." That's not honorable. He's
He's not.
and like I'm not even that's fine. I like his character is more of like cutthroat, kind of, I'm here for business and I'm here, for championships and whatever. I like that. But why now does he care so much that these
Yeah,
guys get to Paris with him?
Like
All
like
right.
if it was like Jay and Sammy going for the same title shot at the same time, okay,
Yeah.
that's an actual friendship that they would both like want each other to have a fair shot, whatever. But like this CM Punk character wise, kind of an asshole. He's a babyface, but he's kind of an asshole. And he's selfish. But that's the point of his character. So like why is he just this all of a sudden we all have to make it to to together. Like what?
Uh,
Yeah, well, yeah, he wants Seth to lose the title to him. Like to nobody but him. So he's gonna do everything in his power. Logically, he should to make sure he has the best chance to beat him coming up into facing Rollins.
uh,
I don't know, man. That's Triple H for you.
yeah, I don't know,
I don't
dude.
know what they're doing with these baby faces. These baby faces make no sense on Raw. I'm sorry. They like at the end of the day, they shouldn't want to be friends, but they make them such stupid enemies. It's confusing.
Yeah,
Like they shouldn't want to be friends, but like the reasons they don't like each other are dumb as shit.
yeah, or like especially in the main event, like when Punk accidentally or when Rollins threw, Punk into LA Knight and LA fell through the table, Punk looked at him and was just like, fuck you. I thought you wanted the motherfucker
Whatever.
to make it to Paris. Like what like shouldn't you feel a little bit like, oh fuck, like god damn it, I didn't mean to
Mm,
do that. Like, he literally looks at LA Knight and shrugs his shoulders like, fuck him, it's fine. Like what the fuck?
It's completely contradictory in what he said earlier in the night. Like, you don't want them to make it to Paris all together and all intact because you don't care about them. So why are you pretending to care? Dude, it makes no sense logically. And they're constantly contradicting each other. Like LA Knight and Punk, and I like their dynamic between each other. I think they play it up well,
Yeah, those two are
when they're
great.
face to face. I think they have great chemistry against each other. They actually really do.
Mhm.
But like why do they hate each other so much? But why do they also it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That is yeah, I'm listening to this and
I don't get it.
I'm like, man, I never seen a man care so much to have his odds at a world title lessened. So, yeah.
Especially CM Punk of all people. And he's shrugging his shoulders like, "Oh, well, he got fucking put through a table, boo-hoo."
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you're saying you wanna help him?
yeah. Oh well, took him out. Who cares now? Like, all right. So so Io is in the back and she thanks Rhea Ripley for help earlier in the night against the Judgment Day. Asuka walks up and she says, Rhea can help you, but we can't. She starts yelling in Japanese. Rhea then starts yelling back at her. Io starts yelling in Japanese and walks off. And Asuka looks at Rhea Ripley and she tells Rhea to stay out of their business. As Rhea Ripley walks away, I actually really like the I really like the way this is all going and how this is slowly but surely probably going to lead to Io and Rhea taking on the Kabuki Warriors, and I'm excited to see them as heels. So hopefully Asuka can do some good stuff when she eventually does turn heel. So thought the segment was good.
Exactly. I like this segment. I like their dynamic. I can't wait for Asuka to be heel. I think she plays a heel the best out of what they want her to play. So I'm glad that she's going to be heel again. And I like what they're setting up. I like the dynamic between Io and Rhea. I think it's good. And I like the overall story they're telling, man. And the location of the segment was really cool. It being the same,
Yep,
area where Rhea got injured last. She was looking at the wall when she was leaving. Very cool moment in that. I wish they actually gave that moment more time of her like looking at the wall. I really wish they would have.
for sure. Um, Pentagon versus Xavier Woods. This is fucking terrible.
Matches on this show,
This
dude.
this this, this is fucking
Literally,
terrible.
dude, it gets worse in the night with more random matches.
Yes.
Dude, Penta versus Xavier Woods. Dude, you have one of the most like legit mid card names on Raw, and
Hmm.
this is what you're doing with Penta,
He's
having
viewed
him face Xavier Woods
over a hat.
because of a hat. A hat. Are you kidding me? What is it? First of all, what is the New Day at this point? What the fuck are they?
Awful
And
television.
what have you like diminished Penta? Awful, awful, man. What happened to your great mid card division that you used?
The New Day, man.
And it makes no sense.
Mhm. No, what were you gonna say?
Hmm. Go ahead. It makes no sense, dude, because you have someone like Dominic, who's IC champ, who I like, and I like what he does, and you could have him have such a cool dynamic with such like a workhorse-related mid-card division, where you have a guy like Dominic coming in and being champion simply because he's outsmarting, and doing the work smarter, not harder dynamic with a bunch of workhorses. Would have been great, but you're just not doing any of that right now. I don't get it.
Yeah. Absolutely minimal effort there. I do not. I don't know. I genuinely. Those guys have got to be. Those guys have got to be so upset with how they've been handled since the whole Big E
Oh, dude.
turn. It has been um dude, I mean 2 months after the Big E turn, it would they were dead in the water. So they were so dead in the water. It's not even funny, man. And then again, to see where they are now, they're still in this mourning the tag title phase. This is fucking terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Honestly, you're better off just getting these guys off television. If you're not gonna do anything with the Big E stuff, then just fucking take them off TV. They have absolutely nothing. They have absolutely nothing to give to this television show except making it fucking worse. I mean, this is bottom of the barrel, the low down shit television. This is horrible stuff, man. And this is what we're subjecting Pentagon Junior to. And my god, My fucking god, are you wasting a guy like Penta in your mid card division right now? Atrocious,
Really are.
absolutely. Whatever happened to him beefing with the Vision? Did,
Yeah,
is that
he
just
was
done
one of their main problems. I guess they beat him 1 week on Raw, and I guess he's just done mixing it up with them. It's so fucking stupid.
for the New Day?
100% Logan. That heel turn shouldn't have happened if Big E can't come back.
No,
Why would you do that and involve it so deeply? And Big E not being there is the reason they're heel if he actually isn't coming back. So what are they turning heel for in the long run? For nothing. And it's obvious here. Shouldn't have done it.
That's the problem, and I think John Cena showed a little glimpse of that during the promo where he turned back babyface. He talked about how, and sure, he was maybe referring to The Rock, but it's a Triple H problem as well. John Cena talked about, I bought into somebody's idea to create shocking television. A lot of times it seems like Triple
Oh, it
H
is.
just does shit to create shocking television. Oh, let's put Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman because it'll be shocking. Let's put fucking the New Day as heels and have them turn on Big E because it's shocking. Now this one was more of well, it was The Rock's idea for somebody to turn heel. It was Triple H's idea for it to be Cena. They had Cena turn for it to be shocking, not because they had a plan, which, how do you have 6 months to formulate a plan for a farewell tour and you have no idea what you're going to do in the year just because you want things to be shocking? Well, let this year be this year was supposed to be a great year for WWE and all it's
It
been
was.
other than John fucking Cena, it has been nothing but disappointment after disappointment.
Exactly. It's a great individual moment followed up by absolutely nothing after it every single time.
Yep.
It's so frustrating.
That's the problem. That's why you just don't do things because it's shocking. And that's what they did here with the New Day. Pentagon beats Xavier Woods with a Mexican destroyer. And I fucking couldn't care. I could not care. I swear to God, I could not care any less. I swear to you, with every fiber of my being, I could not care any fucking less about this match. What is this? What is this? I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Facing over a hat. No, you're good. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to reiterate that they're facing for a hat.
They're facing over a
Just to
fucking
remind you.
hat. Goodness sake. Dominic versus Vikingo gets announced for Worlds. Oh, I was going to say Worlds End. Worlds Collide. It gets announced for Worlds Collide on September 12th. So there you fucking go.
Say holy forbidden door.
Yeah, right. Next, we get the Judgment Day versus Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana. AEWROH.
Dude, I like AAA, and I like occasionally seeing these guys. I think it is cool, but like this is starting, especially for like Dominic in this mid card division, is starting to feel like AEW ROH, where it's just stuff that doesn't involve this show, taking time from this show, taking time from a champ on this show to stuff that isn't on this show, and it's annoying. I want Dominic to mix it up with the Raw mid card division and AJ Styles continue that story they got going. At the end of the day, I like it, but I don't care about AAA on Raw. So I'm kind of annoyed by such the heavy involvement they put like Dominic in this mid card division with AAA. It's starting to feel like AEW ROH.
Yeah. Yeah. I did see that. I did see that John Cena said that his first heel promo failed. And I did see him blaming
Right
himself
or wrong.
for why the heel turn failed. John is so humble. He's not gonna blame anybody else. I can blame a lot of people for not having a plan. But honestly, wholeheartedly, dude, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, how could you say it doesn't suck when John himself thought it sucked? That's fine. He can think that. I mean that's his opinion, and he has a very valid opinion. In my opinion, I don't think I honestly
I think it was
do
great.
not think he failed at all. I thought the first heel promo was great.
No,
I like how he blamed the fans and the whole toxic relationship thing. Um, uh, Again, honestly, the only thing I will really blame WWE for is the mishandlement of his last WrestleMania and his last Money in the Bank. Um, and it really showed they
yeah,
had a lack of idea and a lack of vision for what they wanted to do for something that they had 6 months to prep for. And for that, for that is just unforgivable. Um, but hey, I mean, it is, it is what it is, man. I don't think he sucked at all again. Anything that has been bad during this John Cena heel run is not John's fault at all. It is Triple H's lack of fucking sense during certain periods of it, but I don't know. It is what it is.
oh, yeah, yeah. On that John Cena stuff, I don't think it was John at all that was bad. I think he did the best he could have done with what he was given, and his part of it was really fucking good, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And like we say, and I know in a year or two times, people will say the same thing we're saying now, is that Cena played it good. Um, And I think he did. I think it was Triple H that failed John Cena in the heel turn. I think Cena did great in his heel turn. I loved it actually, and I missed that fucking entrance
Oh, I
still.
miss that entrance, bro. God damn. The
I
goat.
miss it so much.
So Dominic is distracting Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee then gets drop kicked and coup de grace by Finn to win the match. The Judgment Day attack afterwards, and Vikingo comes out. He's cartwheeling around, dodging the Judgment Day. He hits a Meteora in the corner on JD, and then he gets hit in the back with the IC Championship, and the Judgment Day attack the Luchadors and lay them all out. So, if I were to guess, next week on Raw, we're probably going to get Vikingo, Mr. Iguana, and Dragon Lee versus Dom, JD, and Finn. So,
Yep, exactly. You fucking know it, man. More AAA, ROH, AEW involved.
yeah, it is what it is. I would just I would really love to see them save that for AAA, because there was a point where Monday Night Raw had such a strong mid card scene, and it is so sad to see where it has what it is succumbed to. So
They turned half of them into fake luchadors that we haven't seen since.
yep. So yeah,
Don't get it.
that was that. Uh Bailey. It's actually one of the better parts on Monday Night Raw. Bailey,
Hell yeah.
she's doing her interview setting again. She says she doesn't know if what she's saying makes sense. She then hears that same ringing in her voice. There's kind of like it's kind of like a maybe like a eerie voice of Bailey's. She's listing all her accomplishments to her. You know, she's saying, longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, double champion. And then it starts moving on to like her failures, and she starts, what happened at WrestleMania? How did SummerSlam go for you? And it's just showing like, Bailey being attacked and Bailey not being on SummerSlam and all this type of stuff. And then the voice says, "Listen to me and I'll steer you on the right path." She thinks so she thinks she finally gets to silence this voice in her head, and she sits there for a second and she says, "At this point, I don't know what I need. She hears the ringing again, and the ringing says, "How about a hug?" This is very interesting. I really do. To me, man, I really like where this is going. It's a very different approach for anything we've seen with Bailey. It reminds me of some Bray Wyatt type stuff, listening to like the voices inside of her head. I am very intrigued to see where this goes. I really am interested to see where this goes. And like I said, I actually really like this, man. It's such a different approach for a Bailey segment. And I like it. It's very fresh for her. It's not, again, this is typically something you wouldn't expect from a segment from her. So I'm actually really enjoying to see where this whole character shift goes.
Very interested. I love this segment. I like the distant, like creepy but like happy voice in her head. That's like obviously like the devil on her shoulder voice that
Mhm.
she's trying not to listen to. And I think, whichever her character will be, I think she will end up listening to that devil on her shoulder. And I can't wait to see how it goes, man. I feel like the next time we'll see her in person, she's gonna it's gonna seem like she chose, the angel on her shoulder, but I think it's gonna be revealed that she is like that voice, the devil. And I'm very excited to see how this goes, man. I really like what they're doing with Bailey.
Absolutely. So we then get Becky Lynch versus Natalia. What the fuck?
They they're so lucky Becky fucking is great at her job. They're so lucky. They're so
Becky
lucky.
Becky defeated her with a disarmer. Natty tapped. She attacked the American Alpha, or fucking, dude, what am I saying? Alpha Academy. She attacked Alpha Academy afterwards, and not American Alpha. And Nikki Bella came out for the save, and that's all this is, right? It's Becky Lynch stalling because Nikki Bella is part time, and now Nikki's back. I don't care. Do it on Raw. Please don't put it on Clash in Paris. That's all I gotta say. Uh, and can we get these two on the mic again, please? I mean, that was like the best part from that whole thing. So hopefully sooner rather than later we can get them on the mic. But I haven't necessarily, been a big fan of Becky Lynch's feud with the Alpha Academy. So it is what it is. It is filler television.
Most definitely, man. Definitely filler. And hopefully we could get like an in-person segment next week between Becky and Nikki. I think they announced something of the sort, so I hope so, man.
Rusev um Rusev walked in on a backstage interview from Sheamus. Sheamus was saying Rusev did not contemplate him when he returned to WWE. They start to fight. They kind of like grab at each other before they are interrupted. And Adam Pearce starts just yelling, saying he doesn't want to repeat of last week. And he's going to give these two what they're looking for one last time in Paris in a good old fashioned Donnybrook. So Sheamus and
Match,
Rusev,
man.
they are going to be beating each other's Doonies at Clash in
Oh
Paris,
yeah.
man. So I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited for this. These two guys in a Donnybrook match. I am very excited. Both of their other two matches have been great. I'm very excited to see what they could do in front of that Paris atmosphere. Hopefully it gives Rusev a nice push into whatever he's going to be doing next, man. So I am very excited for this. And I'm glad these two are getting a pay-per-view match, man. I'm very, very, very happy for that.
Most definitely. Very glad they are getting one last pay-per-view match with each other. Loved their matches, so very excited for it. And what's better than seeing two beasts like this just beating Joe's Doonies down, man. So
Yep.
very excited.
Gotta love it. So we get a backstage with Jay Uso. He's in the locker room, and CM Punk walks up to him. He says he knows they're outnumbered by the Paw Patrol. So he's got his back. Jay says, no disrespect, but I didn't ask for your help. Punk says,
What?
Punk says, I know in Paris it's about the World Heavyweight Championship, but I'm trying to help get all of us to Paris. Jay tells Punk that when they get to Paris, it's every man for himself. And I don't need help.
That is what Punk just said.
Literally. And I don't need help because I don't want to owe anybody any kind of favors or anything like that. And Punk, you should know that. Punk says okay, and he tells Jay to take care of business.
What the fuck was this backstage interaction, dude? Why do these baby faces look so goddamn stupid? Why does Punk of all people, like you said, want to help them get to Paris? And why does super babyface Jey Uso of all people is just ignoring his help and is like, it's all about the championship? None of these interactions
I'm
make sense between the babyface.
I'm so
None of them.
lost. I'm so lost, bro.
Dude, when Jay said that, I was so fucking confused.
I mean, the only part to me that made sense from Jay was, the callback to, not wanting to owe anybody any kind of favors. I mean, that was pretty cool. That was like a callback to Mania, but like other than that, I'm like, man, this is a bit, again, I'm left thinking to myself, why does CM Punk want these guys in Paris so bad? Does he want to try some local restaurants in Paris, France, with Jey Uso and LA Knight? I mean, what is the problem here? And Jay, again, not wanting help in a match that is no DQ, so these guys are going to get involved. Just seemed a little dumb babyface syndrome on his part. So I'm lost. I'm just fucking lost. That's all I got, bro.
I'm lost. Why is Jay all of a sudden such like a selfish character? And why is Punk such a selfless character all of a sudden? And why do all these just hate each other for the dumbest reasons? It's so stupid, man. It makes no sense. None of these interactions make sense.
Yep. That was that. We then get Naomi coming out to address the state of the WWE Women's World Championship, per Michael Cole. Bro, did you hear Michael Cole in the open? The home of ECW. Oh my god, I fucking love the way he says W, bro.
Says W. W. I love it, dude.
Hilarious. So Naomi is here to address the state of the championship. She's in the ring and she starts to cry. She then tells the crowd to watch the Tron, and she shows a video of Stephanie McMahon's podcast. And Jimmy says that they are going to need to proceed with caution because there is a baby on board. Stephanie then asks Naomi to say it, and Naomi says, she is pregnant. And it then goes back to Naomi in the ring. Adam Pearce congratulates her, saying that everybody is so happy for her. And Naomi says, I bet you are happy. She says, this isn't the first time I've had to relinquish a title. And the last time I handed it back. This time, I'm not handing you shit. My hormones are jumping like a disco, so you better get out of here. She says all the women in that locker room better give a big thanks to Big Jim, because without him, you guys wouldn't have had a chance to take this title off me. I was going to walk y'all like a dog all year long and put these heifers in the ground. But Big Jim likes to Netflix and chill. All right, Big Jim.
Big Jim.
She
Big Jim.
says, she says, on the bright side, the bloodline continues. I think our kids will have their own version of the bloodline story, and they will probably be debating with us that their bloodline is better than the one we watched. And we're probably going to get in very heated debates
Oh, dude.
with how this is looking. I mean, this is never going to end.
I, I saw a post. It's like WrestleMania 70. Jimmy and Naomi's son just beat one of Roman's twins at WrestleMania and became the new
Yep,
tribal chief. I'm like,
100%.
dude, yep. Just wait, dude. Just wait.
By then, everybody will be like, "Man, get Triple H out of office, man. This guy's out of touch. It's not 2025 anymore. Oh, it's not 2023 anymore. He's not in touch anymore." That's what we'll be saying then. So,
Like 3 years, bro. At this point.
yeah, for real. She lays the title on the ground on a Slim Jim logo. Hopefully, Big Jim is not slim. But she lays the title on the
Hilarious.
ground.
I
She
don't think he's
says,
Slim Jim.
she she says, she says she's given these heifers 9 months and some change. Even if she's breastfeeding her baby, she's coming back for her championship. And whoever is the champ, you are going to have to proceed with caution. I think this opens up a lot of cool opportunities for either Jade or Bianca to be the champion by the time Naomi comes back. I think that opens up a lot of cool opportunities.
I think it does. I'm very excited to see how things go. Very interested to see, what they set up for Raw in the meantime, especially with like the whole Bailey stuff going on. You got Io and Stephanie who are kind of owed, a title match, so I'm sure they'll be the first teams to compete for that thing. Maybe it's going to be a one-on-one between those two, or maybe it's a bigger, more multi-woman title shot match, or like title match. So I'm very interested to see how they do it. But when she back, I really think, like you said, they have a very good opportunity for like something with Jade and Bianca related to come back to, man.
Yeah.
So Naomi, phenomenal. She was the best part about Raw easily. Very happy for her and Jimmy. And it is gonna suck, her being off TV for this time, man. But I hope everything, and can't wait for her to be back, man.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah, I cannot. I already can't wait for Naomi to be back. I'm excited to see how she's going to come back and all that stuff and who's going to be the champion when she comes back. So I'm excited for all that. This was obviously a tremendous run. I love the whole proceed with caution stuff. And I thought it was great. I thought it was great, man. And yeah, just over the moon happy for them. Very over the moon happy for them. I'm just very very happy that they're finally getting what they wanted, and that's, a kid between, I know Jimmy has kids, but like kids between, their kid from those two in their relationship and their
Yeah.
marriage. So I'm over the moon for them, man. I'm very happy for them. So shout out to Naomi and shout out to Big Jim. But yeah, I'm super excited for them. Yeah, like Bell says in the comments, please nobody do what you did with Becky Lynch or Alexa Bliss. And as soon as they post a picture of their baby, people think they're just gonna hop back in the ring. 9 months later, she even said here, "Give me 9 months and some change." Wrestling fans, I don't think they understand how that whole thing works. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that half of them never been with a woman. But you can't just wait 9 months and just hop back in the ring. Got to give them some change. But yeah, so I'm excited for them, very happy for them, and hope all goes well, man. So yeah, that is that, and I believe I heard that she is 7 weeks pregnant, so she was taking a couple bumps, bro, while pregnant. So the baby's already taken a couple bumps. So there you go.
Say, man, technically, her baby got a win over Jade already.
This is true.
It's crazy,
Um,
but yeah,
the Judgment Day. They are backstage. They find Dominic talking to El Grande Americano. Finn asks Dom what's up. Dom says he's making sure the Judgment Day stays on top. Yes, I know. You guys have been telling us that same fucking line for like 4 years
no,
now. So
Emma, like just backdoor each other already, bro. Just do it, please, please. Can someone just fucking just switch up on somebody, please?
they're fine now, man. Finn's got gold. When Finn doesn't have gold, trust me, he'll be back to giving everybody dirty looks. Um, so, uh, JD McDonough asks Finn if he's coming, and Finn says he will meet them in the car. What that means, I don't know. He probably is going to be backstage talking to somebody about screwing over the group, and it's never gonna fucking happen. Yeah, I mean, like Jack says in the comments, bro, could we please get Finn or Dom to turn again? Can somebody fucking turn here? Preferably Finn. Can we just put Finn back as a fucking baby face? Why? What is this, bro? What honestly, man? I mean, this group is this group is just. I mean, the well is so dry, it's not even funny, man.
No, it's really not. This well is dirt fucking desert dry, man, and I'm sick of it. Please, just end the Judgment Day for once in all, please.
Golly. In the main event, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. Braun um Braun took a nasty bump where he got clotheslined onto the outside and he fell in a shopping cart. And damn, that looked very brutal. Looked very brutal. That was probably about as extreme as this match got. For somebody dressed like New Jack, this was this wasn't this wasn't necessarily the extreme rules I think we all know from ECW, but I digress. Not that I expected it to be either, but we
Oh,
I'm only saying this because Paul Heyman literally said, in the name of Sandman, Sabu, who else did he mention? New Jack, and RVD, and Tommy Dreamer, and the Dudley Boys. So, quite funny. But, again, I digress.
hilarious.
We get a bunch of chairs in the ring. Jey Uso is slapping Braun Breaker a bunch with a steel chair. He then hits him with a spear. He goes for a splash. And the referee gets pulled out by Bronson Reed, who attacks Jey Uso. LA Knight then comes out for the save to save Jey Uso. And Seth Rollins then comes out and attacks LA Knight and Jey Uso. So the Vision attacks these guys. And then CM Punk comes out for the save. Seth Rollins, or Punk has Rollins up for the GTS. Rollins gouges the eyes, gets off his shoulders, throws Punk into LA Knight, who falls through a table. And CM Punk he looks over at LA Knight, sees he fell through a table, and he just shrugs his shoulders. And he walks over, and he walks over to keep beating up Seth as the Vision, the numbers game, takes advantage of CM Punk. And meanwhile, Jey Uso has Braun Breaker on the top rope inside the ring. Bronson pushes Jey off the top rope, so he's not able to put him through the table. Braun Breaker gets outside of the ring, goes for the runaround spear, and Roman Reigns' music hits as Braun is waiting for him, but does not see him coming from the entranceway. So he goes to run around the ring, and he gets met with a spear from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns then Superman punches Bronson Reed. He gets Braun Breaker inside of the ring where Jey Uso puts him on top of the table and splashes him for the 1-2-3 as Roman Reigns helps Jey Uso win the Extreme Rules match. Roman Reigns returns again. Thankfully, this time it will be for a match with Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. Now, hopefully, he faces Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel or their WrestlePalooza show in that they're going to be doing. We'll talk about that in detail on
Okay.
Friday. But their September show that they're making for no apparent reason, just to counter AEW. Hopefully, we then get to the Rollins match at Crown Jewel or whatever. Hopefully, we don't get to the Braun match. We probably will get the Braun match at Crown Jewel if they want to do that for WrestleMania. Not messing with that at all. The main event was okay. Again, just made the baby faces look just a bit strange per usual. Again, CM Punk was trying to get LA Knight to Paris earlier in the show, and just an hour and a half later, he watches him go through a table and doesn't have the look of the slightest concern on his face. So, yeah, so much for Punk being an honorable babyface here, and wanting to get all his buddies to Paris.
So,
Yeah, so that was that. That was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, the main event was okay, and we get another Roman return, setting up the match with Bronson, which I am excited for. But yeah, just more
yeah,
more of the same. More Seth Ryder
course,
interferences, and what do you know?
literally every week show ends, baby faces versus Seth Riders. Seth Riders usually almost always get the upper hand up until if Roman shows up at the show. Boom, shows up, big moment, big pop. Baby faces get upper hand finally. Um, I am glad we are getting, like you said, the one-on-one read. I like that. I like their dynamic. So far, I think it's really cool, and I'm excited for that. And this was your average, current ending to Monday Night Raw. I'm sure we'll get the same thing for the next few months, and I already love it, man. But excited for Clash in Paris. I am.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So that card seems to be shaping up. And I actually do like the idea of the Fatal Four Way. What they're doing to get us there kind of makes no sense, but I do like the idea of a Fatal Four Way. I think it works for what they're trying to do. It's just the execution of it I think could be a lot better. And what else? What else? What else? And and the Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed idea is pretty awesome, man. I think it's gonna be cool to see Roman Reigns
It is.
in Paris. I think that will be pretty cool, man. But yeah, I do like the way the show is shaping up, overall. But match card wise, but yeah, that is pretty much everything, man, and that is gonna do it for this edition of NHP. And yeah, that is gonna do it, man. So thank you guys so much. Anybody who tuned in to join us here today for Unscripted episode 261. And yeah, I believe Raw for the next 2 weeks is going to be international. So check your Netflix time zones to see what time Monday Night Raw comes on in your area, man. So yeah, with that being said, that is gonna do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. This has been episode 261. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Thank you to everybody who came out. Jack, Bell, Logan, thank you guys so very much, as always, for joining us here today for Unscripted. And my guys are part of the Replay Mafia, JT and JB. Thank you guys, as always, man. And with that, please, or what am I doing? With that, it has been a pleasure, as always, for my Johnny.
And I Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. This has been episode 261. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all on Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the news.
Peace.